Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where do I begin with this one? So, what we saw last night, I mean, no Virginia fan or no college basketball fan should be surprised by what happened last night, because it happens every year. What we saw last night was your typical Virginia basketball meltdown in March. And I had never in my life been so mad after a loss. I'm still, it's the day after, the morning after, and I'm still steamed over that, how that game ended. You, in the final, 2 or 3 minutes of the game, you had a chance to put NC State, a team that was playing their fourth game in 4 days, and you had a chance to put them away at the free throw line. You had 5 free throws, and you missed 4 of them. I mean, we had the game won, and yet we gave it away. We give games away because that's what we do. That's what Virginia basketball does, and it pretty much, I think, has destroyed our tournament hopes. That's something I want to talk about today. Should we be in the tournament or not? Honestly, I mean, yeah, I would love to see us in the tournament, but if we don't make it, I won't be shocked and I won't be mad, because we don't deserve it. We flat out do not deserve to be in the tournament. If we were a tournament team, we would not lose, or let alone get blown out, to teams like NC State, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, Memphis, Wisconsin. We don't get blown out by those teams if we're a tournament team. We don't have any quality wins outside of maybe Texas A&M, who's a bubble team as well, and they just knocked off Kentucky last night, and Florida. So outside of that, who have we beaten? We haven't beat Duke. We didn't beat Carolina. We didn't beat Pittsburgh, who's also a bubble team. So, I mean, why should the committee put us in the tournament? You tell me. We have no quality wins. And our losses, outside of last night's loss versus NC State, last night was our first loss by single digits. Every other loss that we've had this year has been by 10 points or more. So, how is that going to put us in the tournament? Answer that question for me. And for the second night in a row, we had to go to overtime thanks to a circus shot that was put up at the buzzer. It happened against Boston College on Thursday, and then it happened last night. Second night in a row, we had to go to overtime because of that, because we could not put the game away. Right when we had it in the grasp of our hands, we could not put the opponent away. So, and I'm still steamed over how that loss happened last night. And if NC State, if they were to beat North Carolina tonight, they're in the ACC, or they're in the NCAA tournament, which would take a bid away from a bubble team, and that bubble team could be us. Now, I'm not saying that NC State, I'm not saying they wouldn't deserve it. I mean, if you win 5 games in 5 days, that's pretty incredible. Yeah, you deserve to be in the tournament. I'm not going to take anything away from that. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, every year this team always crumbles in March. And outside of 1 year where we just happened, I guess we got lucky in 2019, but every year it's the same. Last year against Furman, 2016 in the Elite Eight against Syracuse, where we had a double-digit halftime lead and we blew that. And of course, UMBC, we lost that one. We lost against Ohio in 2021. It happens every year. The back-to-back years where we were bounced by Michigan State. So, I don't know what, I just don't know, man. This team, I love this team, but I swear sometimes they irritate me to no end. 8th worst. We're almost dead last in the entire country when it comes to free throw shooting percentage. It almost cost us against Boston College, and it cost us last night against NC State. So, anyway, guys, I don't know why I'm making this video. I guess to let out my frustrations. I don't know, but I mean, what are your thoughts, guys? Should we be in the tournament or should we not? You know, as I said before, as a fan, of course, you want to see your team in the tournament, but if we don't make it, I'm not going to be mad, and I'm not going to be surprised, and I'm not going to be one of those fans that say, "Oh, we got screwed, we got robbed." No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Because if we beat the teams that we should beat, we would be in. Like the teams that I mentioned before. You know, teams like Virginia Tech, where they blew us out at the Castle. Teams like Notre Dame, who was 13th in the ACC, or 12th. NC State, you know, they beat us last night, but they also blew us out in the regular season. And then when we played them again at JPJ, you know, that game had to go to overtime. You know, Wake Forest. So, you know, Memphis. So it's, if we truly were a team, we don't get blown out. We don't get blown out by those guys. So anyway, guys, question for you: tournament or not? Answer it for me in the comments section. See you next time.